Beloved Saints, today's 5-minute message of redemptive history is about the period of the Ptolemaic and Seleucid Reigns, from the 6th book of the Redemptive History series, the Eternal High Priest of the Covenantal Oath. In the 4th century BC, Alexander the Great from Macedonia emerged and conquered the entirety of Persia, Egypt, and the main dominant powers of that time, building the new Greek Empire. Nonetheless, Alexander the Great died shortly afterward, and Greece was divided among his 4 generals: Ptolemy, Seleucus, Lysimachus, and Cassander. Among them, the Ptolemaic dynasty and the Seleucid dynasty respectively ruled over Judea. During this time, the office of the high priest, which was the chief leader of the people of Judea, had to be approved by the Greeks or Romans who ruled over Judea. The history of the high priests during the period of the Ptolemaic and Seleucid reigns are recorded in the book Antiquities of the Jews by the Jewish historian Josephus. After the death of Alexander the Great, Joshua, the last high priest recorded in the Old Testament, died. His son, Onias I, succeeded Joshua. He served as high priest for about 40 years, from 320 BC to 280 BC. Onias I was the 30th generation high priest. Then Simon I, the son of Onias I, served as high priest for 20 years, from 280 BC to 260 BC. Simon exerted great effort in repairing the temple that had been destroyed during the reign of Ptolemy I, and was greatly revered by the people for his many achievements. He was called righteous in the book Antiquities of the Jews because he was righteous before God and merciful to the people. When Simon I died, leaving behind only a young son named Onias II, Simon's younger brother Eleazar served as high priest. Eleazar was the 32nd generation high priest, from 260 BC to 245 BC. By God's special providence, it was during this time that Jewish scholars received support from Ptolemy II to translate the Old Testament, originally in the Hebrew language, into Greek. This translation became known as the Septuagint. When Eleazar died, Manasseh, Onias I's brother, succeeded Eleazar as high priest and served for about 5 years, from 245 BC until 240 BC. Manasseh was the 33rd generation high priest. After Manasseh, Onias II, who is Simon I's son, served as high priest for 22 years, from 240 BC until 218 BC. Onias II was the 34th generation high priest. Then Simon II, who was the son of Onias II, served as high priest during a period of upheaval when Ptolemaic rule over Judea ended and Seleucid rule began. Simon II was the 35th generation high priest from 218 BC to 185 BC. After him, the 36th generation high priest was Onias III, the son of Simon II. He served for 10 years from 185 BC to 175 BC. Onias III solemnly kept the laws as he was a pious high priest. Jerusalem enjoyed peace under Onias III, and Seleucus IV made payments for temple offerings from his own income. Beloved Saints, as we examined, 320 BC to 175 BC were when Ptolemaic dynasty and Seleucid dynasty ruled over Judea. There were 7 high priests during this time period, who mostly fulfilled their duties as high priests faithfully. That is why there was peace in Jerusalem during the time of Onias III. I pray that even in bad circumstances, we will entrust everything to God and live according to God's word to receive his blessing of peace. I bless in the name of the Lord.